Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio number 396, and today is happy hour number 5, and I have my Corona beer right here in my hand. Oh yeah, and tonight my co-host OG and Geezer, our SA National SA. We are here and we host this show each and every week. And good evening, OG. First, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Just, another day in paradise.
There you go. Geezer, how about you?
I'm the same. Couldn't be better.
Yeah, well, what are you drinking?
Do what?
I said, what are you drinking?
Bloody Mary.
There you go. He is.
That's the closest thing to Corona I can take.
Wow. You guys, see, I wrote out a list of things that I said today that we were going to be talking about tonight. And anything y'all think we need to add to it, just let me know, and we'll do it. And let me make my screen a little bit bigger so I can read what these guys on the chat line are saying. And man, I have to make them real big. Here we go. And so you guys, wow, where do we want to start out? Do we want to start out with that video I posted today of those sport bikers that the police in Fort Worth manhandled last week, I guess it was, or maybe it was over the weekend. I didn't quite catch the date of when that happened, but we know it was during the COVID virus lockdown, or whatever you want to call it. I call it lockdown, but I could tell by the light above the street where that was at, and I was kind of surprised that was closed. They said it was closed. I don't know that they meant that the street was closed or that everybody was supposed to be in lockdown or whatever. What do you think, Geezer?
Well, that young man needs to get himself an attorney.
Yeah.
File a formal complaint and take the police department to task on that one, because they were just flat ass nasty.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I could see in that one police officer's face that he really wanted to do some damage to that kid. And I think if someone hadn't have been there filming, that would have been a whole different story, because we know how they can get once they think somebody has disrespected them or whatever. And really, I didn't hear it. There were a lot of F-bombs going on there, but I didn't think it was to the point that if you get pulled over and you feel that you're being picked on, sometimes you lose your cool, and it's not against the law to lose your cool. Agree with that?
Well, apparently the chief is not a man of his word. I can remember back here a few months back, there were a couple of incidents that happened fairly close in proximity to each other over there in Fort Worth. The first one was, I believe it was a mother in a black neighborhood got pretty well roughed up by the police. And then this poor black gal got shot inside of her home.
Oh, yeah.
By some rookie. And the chief is out there pleading with the public, making a statement that, please don't judge us on the basis of, one or two incidents here.
Right.
And when you see stuff like that happening, it's happening only because it's being allowed from the top down.
That's exactly right.
The chief and the people under him, the deputy chiefs, captains or whatever the hell they call them over there,
Mhm.
had, ethics in mind and, the old protect and serve, this stuff wouldn't be happening because they wouldn't allow it with their patrol officers.
Yeah.
So all they do is they just cultivate more and more disrespect to the local police departments. And then, everyone wonders, well, how come everyone's down on the cops? Well, gosh, you keep seeing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even though we know there are some good guys out there, the problem is these guys stand in the forefront and they set the pace for what we see and what we think about their department.
Mhm. Yeah. We've talked about before, and I've made it known publicly because we do know police officers and others watch this show. They watch to see what it is we're saying. And we have talked about, hey, if you get pulled over and you don't feel where they've stopped you at is safe, continue on till it is. And I can promise you that's exactly what I would do. And the young man was, according to what we know as of right now, the young man was trying to get his bike out of the middle of the street. Now, the cop demanded an ID. And, I don't think you really have to show them an ID unless you've, we'll have to go through that again and have Bill Smith look at that and find everything that was done wrong there. You think so?
Well, let me offer this theory. Perhaps when the officer ordered him to give him his ID, maybe he didn't comply, right, and he just continued to push his motorcycle to get it out of the street.
Right.
Which would not have been a wise move. I mean, had it been me and I'd been stopped and I'm in the middle of the street and Johnny Law is saying to me, I want to see your ID. And if I was trying to get my bike out of the middle of the street, I'd probably ask him, I'd say, officer, can I get my motorcycle out of the middle of the street first? Or do you want me to put the kickstand down here and show you my ID right here? I'm just trying to get safe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The whole thing could have escalated because the rider just didn't comply with the officer, and maybe he appeared to be ignoring him by just continuing to push his bike. I don't know. We weren't there. We don't know the whole story.
Yeah,
I can only surmise what possibly happened, but I do know. I have been stopped by different cops all over the country. And I have run into some pretty nasty ones that were really, they didn't get rough with me, but you could tell all I had to do was the wrong thing.
Right.
And I'd have been in deep trouble.
Yeah.
But I found that as long as I remained respectful and referred to them as sir or officer, and if they made some curt remark back to me, I did not fire anything back. And I just kept a lid on it. Now, maybe that's my age. I don't know. But I have found you do a lot better with law enforcement if you just, give respect, get respect. Works in the MC world too.
Yeah, it does. Of course.
Well,
now,
after
hey, Geezer.
Yeah.
After
looking at
go ahead.
I looked at the video again, and I read the comments on it too, and they were out there taking pictures underneath the UFO or whatever, that big blue light there.
Right.
And they've got the road closed off. You can't go straight through, so they weren't really blocking traffic. They were in the middle of the street, but they weren't blocking any traffic. And apparently one car pulled up. They got to talking to the other guy first. The second car had the black cop and the other cop. They went up to him, asked for his ID. He said, "I'll give it to you when I get my bike out of the street." And they didn't like that. And that's when they grabbed him, threw him up against the car, and put the cuffs on him.
Well, you know, that's kind of overreacting to a situation. I mean, it's not like there was heavy traffic on that road or anything going on, other than they were taking pictures under the blue light. And
Yeah.
I do think there was, Geezer, if I'm right, there was another rider that was allowed to take his bike to the side of the road, if I heard that right.
Yeah. That was when the first car pulled up, and they
Yeah.
let him go ahead and push it off. But the second car pulled up, and they wanted him to
Show an
you know,
ID
hop to
immediately.
it, jump.
Yeah.
Some of them are just easier going than others. I mean, it just sounds to me like there was a lot of wrong going on. Now, in my mind, the police department should have maintained professionalism
Yeah.
and not gone off the deep end here, because, you know, they weren't dealing with some huge group of bikers where they were in fear or anything. They just needed, I think, to handle it a little more professionally.
Yeah. It was just a situation that didn't need to happen. And I think they did write him a ticket for what? Impeding traffic?
Oh, they took him to jail.
Oh, they
for,
did.
Yeah, I thought they'd cut him loose right there, but no, they took him to jail.
Uh-huh.
They did pick up his bike and took pictures of
Yeah.
it.
So they let it fall to the ground.
Yeah, when they threw him to the ground, they ran him into his bike and then down to the ground. So,
Yeah.
but he got out. They got him for failure to follow a legal order, I believe.
Well,
And actually, I don't give, unless if you're being written a ticket, you do have to give them your ID, I believe. But if they're just asking for ID, you can just tell them who you are. You don't have to
yeah,
produce any ID to them.
exactly.
Well, the fact remains, or the question would be, why did they get stopped? Or
Well,
did
they were.
stopped? Were they just
The police, the first car was driving by while they were sitting there taking a picture, and he stopped and told them they're going to have to get the bikes out, and I guess he was going to write them a ticket for that. And there's one guy at the end of the video, he is getting a ticket for impeding traffic. But if there's barricades there where traffic can't go through, I don't really see how that's impeding traffic.
Yeah, well, they
Well,
probably
I mean,
probably just went around the barricades and was taking pictures under the blue light. Now I can see taking pictures under that blue light. It would be kind of cool. I may do it myself here pretty soon. So
yeah, but you don't park your bike in the middle of the street and
Oh,
take
yeah.
pictures.
oh yeah, if it's early in the morning, late at night, there's no traffic. Why not?
Yeah. And apparently a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
Not just bikes, but cars
right.
and other stuff.
Yeah, I can see that going on all the time. So it should be something they're used to there in Fort Worth,
They just don't like you doing it on a bike.
I guess. Yeah, yeah. Well, they seem to have a thing for motorcyclists, right?
Well, that'll be a great profiling library piece.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. And we'll make sure to put that. Now, we're going to try to find out more details about that, if we can have them contact us. If they can get hold of us and give us the details of it, we will ask for body cams to hear. It would be interesting to see what those officers were saying between each other.
Yeah.
I mean, look what we found out in Colorado, where the police officers wanted to get a vacation days for killing a Hell's Angel. I mean, they do say some of the most stupid things to each other. And like I said, that one police officer, the black guy, and I'm not just singling him out. I mean, he looked like he wanted to rip that kid's face off. He was pissed. And why he was that pissed, I don't know. It may have been because the kid was throwing all the F-bombs. And I don't think, publicly, that doesn't do you any good. You need to keep your cool when you're dealing with police officers. But I'm probably not the one to give that advice because I lose my cool pretty easy. Matter of fact, is I used to tell my cousin when we would be getting stopped and the police officer carrying on with us, I'd tell my cousin, "Get ready, we're going to jail." He'd go, "Oh, now Butch, let's settle down there." The last place he wanted to go was jail. Of course, when I was a young punk, I was used to it. Just saying. And I see Sasquatch online there. How you doing, Sasquatch? Let me see. I got the judge down in Milam County. I don't know how the hell that trial's still going on. If you read the Texas Gang Operation Policies and Procedures, it's an interesting thing. And I don't know how in the hell that judge is allowing this to continue. Now, I'll post this here pretty soon at TexasBikerRadio.org. I'll make sure it's okay with the lawyers. But
now, are you meaning that you don't know why the judge is allowing proceedings to continue during this time?
Well, I know why. It's because he can.
Yeah, they're doing that in a lot of courts.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a very limited number of people, like it's a onesie-twosie situation,
Mm-hmm.
they will conduct court. If it's a larger scenario, they're not doing it. But like right now, for instance, in McKinney, I've got papers I need to get to the court clerk, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because they're not open to the public. They said, I'm certainly, welcome to e-file if I want. Well, what the hell do I need to e-file for when I can't appear in court anyway?
Yeah.
So I'll wait until they open back up, and then I'll conduct my business.
Well, what I'm getting at here is if the Texas Gang Task Force, if they're not going to follow their policies and procedures, or if the judges are not going to recognize them, why in the hell have them? But then again, that's like I said, they're just doing it just because they can. That's like the officer, the deputy down what city was that? The deputy that was had all the stuff on. Had his dog going around these guys' bikes and stuff. And he told them he's doing it because he can. And I guess that was the same thing with the police officers last night. They roughed that kid up, threw his bike to the ground and everything else because they can. Not that it's right. Not that they couldn't keep their cool. Everybody. What I'm saying. But the interesting read that document, and I'll have get some permission to make sure it's not going to harm anybody and post that thing. and I'll highlight what I'm talking about. But this week, you guys out there, Lori Bell, Sasquatch, Mindy, Big Luck, Michael Glazer. We went to a protest this weekend, and with the protest for businesses that were not included in the reopening. In other words, we've got real contaminators out there that have been allowed to stay open through this whole coronavirus thing. And so we have some now that are singled out. I mean, my God, here in Texas, they were going to allow theaters to open. Now the theaters are saying, "Oh no, we're not ready. We'll wait till midsummer when the big movies."
Well,
come
you know
out."
why they're not ready.
Why
Because nothing's been produced out of Hollywood. There are no new films to show.
Well, let me say one thing. You and I do background acting. We've done this periodically, off and on. And our agency, they're still posting jobs. Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah. I still get emails with parts to play. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, so there's some stuff still in production. And a lot of commercials. Because right now commercials are big, making commercials that say, "Hey, we're here with you. We're together, baby. We're in this
I
together."
haven't gotten any in a while.
Sir?
I haven't gotten any in a while.
Yeah, I'm still getting them. They like me. They haven't seen me yet. After my surgery, I might can play in a horror film. Just saying. But anyway, we went to this protest, and the businesses that a lot of business, the ones that have been singled out. It's not that way in every state, but it is here in Texas. Beauty salons, barber shops, bars, and and you guys listen. Some of the bars here in Dallas have some huge patios. Huge patios. There's no reason they can't open at this 25% rate.
Well, let's talk about that 25%. That is asinine. That is totally asinine.
Yeah.
No, most businesses can't even afford to open the doors if they're only going to have 25% occupancy.
Yeah.
You got kitchen staff, wait staff. You've got food you have to order in and has to be consumed or thrown away. It's not like you place your order and they go to the refrigerator and the vegetable bin and start digging stuff out to start preparing it. Otherwise, it'd take a long time to get a meal.
Mm-hmm.
But they got a lot of stuff pre-prepared. And I've seen a lot of folks on TV saying, we can't open.
Exactly.
I can't afford to open for 25% occupancy.
Matter of fact,
it is ludicrous.
Matter of fact is, OG, I heard today that hey, look, we need at least 70% to make a profit.
Yep.
So
now, I did see in the news in Maryland, 15 police officers showed up at a restaurant because they deemed it overcrowded. They fined the owner. It was like $1,000, and this guy could spend up to a year in jail.
This is absolutely crazy. Now we've got the occupancy police.
Yeah.
And let us tell you guys out there, we went to one of the salons in question. That Shelley Luther is now famous worldwide because she dared open up her salon. She said, I've got to do it. I don't have any choice. I've got to save my business. My employees need jobs. So, she opened it up. She's defied the order of the governor. Of course, the governor called it his law, his rules, and so uh, they were making threats at her, threats over licensing, and of course, as bikers, we've seen that kind of crap before. We know that when they want to keep the clubs from going to a a bar or a restaurant or something, they'll call the TABC up and have them threaten that bar owner with their license. We see this going on all the time, and yet the TABC will tell you we cannot tell a restaurant or bar owner what his customers must wear. So what they do is they use fear that they're going to lose their licenses. Now, Shelley didn't fall for that. She continued to stay open. And as of yesterday, she thought she was going to be arrested, but that's not what happened. What happened is the governor calls her up, talks to her, and sweet talks her, and says, "Hey, we need you to come help us figure out a way to open up these salons and barber shops." Well, let me tell you this, and I don't have one here with me. We went by and saw her operation. She was following all the guidelines. They were practicing all the safety procedures. And then after we were done there, we left and we rode about 30 miles to a place called Denton, Texas, to a place called Buc-ee's, and walked in there and looked at what was going on. And if you don't know about it, go watch that video that we did on that. And understand that there's millions of people across this country that go into places like Buc-ee's and convenience stores and wherever else, and there are plastic cups with plastic lids. Now, people go up there; those lids are not distributed one at a time. What people are doing, they're going up there and grabbing those lids and then putting it on their drink. Well, there's thousands of people handling those lids. And listen to this, you guys. Do you know how long the virus stays on a piece of plastic? You ready for this? 3 days. 3 days. We got millions of people across the country. Let me tell you, you think that's safer than the salon that's doing one customer at a time, letting people in, to no more than 6 people inside a big salon, and everybody's wearing their safety stuff? You think that's safer? Yeah, public transportation has been running the whole time, and public transportation is one of the number one distributors of COVID-19. It's absolutely insane. Yet we have DART trains, DART buses, all this crap running. And the bus drivers and the train drivers are scared to death because people aren't following the guidelines, especially those that have nothing to do all day, don't have a home, so they ride around on public transportation all day long because paying for that ride is on the honor system. There's nobody to stop them. So they've got homeless people riding these things all day, all night long. Either one of you guys want to comment on that shit? Did I lose you or put you to sleep? Hello? I guess I lost them. But we'll continue, everybody.
No, we're still awake.
I'm back.
Oh.
I'm back. I had some stuff I had to do.
Oh, okay. So, what'd you do? Throw those dogs outside?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to put you on the spot. Did you hear what I just said?
No, I was away from it for a
Oh,
little bit.
okay. Geezer, did you hear what I said? Hell no, I put him to sleep too. Uh, yeah, let me see. Police government are forgetting their lanes. Oh, yeah. Lori Bell says the police and the government are forgetting their lanes. Didn't think any of us can say that I'm wrong. That's true. But you guys, any comments on the protest we attended the other day? Any views
Well,
on
yeah,
that?
I mean, I wish there'd have been more people down in Dallas, but I understand even while the stay-at-home thing was in effect still, there still are a number of people working, and you know it's still tough to get any kind of a protest rally going in the middle of the week.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know what? Here
Now,
in Texas, you guys here in
I
Texas,
did
there's plenty of essential businesses. Matter of fact, is the numbers is incredible. We still have traffic jams here. We had a highway tied up this morning for 4 hours.
I was going to say that it looked like there was a pretty damn big rally going on down in Austin
Yeah,
at the Capitol. Overpasses for America had it on Facebook,
yeah.
and it looked like quite a crowd out there.
Overpasses for America have it going. They used to have a pretty big bunch here in the Dallas area.
Well, that got into a personal issue, I guess, between a couple of gals.
Yeah. Well, it always seems that somebody's going to butt heads, and somebody can always do it better. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Any big organization gets that way. There are
But
people. Go ahead.
You have to impress on everybody. If you sit back and you keep taking this crap, they have effectively removed all of our rights.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm a big believer in you quarantine the sick, but if you're not sick, you shouldn't be on any kind of a restriction. It should be up to you as to how you're going to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
If you happen to get sick, yeah, you need to be in quarantine because for two reasons. One, for your own health and safety. And two, you're not spreading it around. But, the stay-at-home order and everyone's got to wear a mask when in the beginning they said, you shouldn't wear a mask. Now everyone needs to wear a mask. And now you've got these big corporations going just bonkers where Costco, starting the 4th, if you aren't wearing a face covering, you're not getting in the store. And I understand Walmart's going to be doing it. Target's going to be doing it. And a couple other places. Now, God only knows how long that's going to go on for.
Stand by for more mask shortages. Where are they going to buy them from? China?
Now, in all of my wanderings, I only ran across one person that sneezed anywhere near me, and it was some gal coming into the post office as I was exiting.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've wandered through Costco, Walmart, all kinds of different stores, and people are maintaining respectful distances. I think some people are really afraid. I think they're really afraid because of what the media has done. This is their golden opportunity to whip it up. Now they damn sure have something they can hammer on day in and day out and scare the hell out of people. And they've got a lot of people convinced that, this is what you got to do. They've got them convinced to the point they're willing to rat out people and call phone numbers if they see someone running around not wearing a mask in areas that they've been regulated, or if they see people gathering and not maintaining social distancing, they'll rat on them. They'll call the authorities.
Yeah.
Now, what the hell kind of society are we breeding here? It's just reminiscent of Nazi Germany.
Well, there are a lot of sheep out there that will live in fear.
Amazing.
And OG, let me tell you what I saw on today's news. And look for this, everybody. They're going to go out and find victims of the coronavirus, and they're going to go to them, and they're going to get them to tell their story, and they're going to get them to tell you, take this all serious. Now, what they're going to do is try and scare the hell out of you. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't take it serious, but I'm saying look for the media to go find people, and again and again and again with coronavirus virus stories that are going to scare the hell out of you. Because that's what I saw today. That's what I saw today. And I promise you that will happen again and again and again on your local and probably your national news. So get ready for it. You're going to be inundated with these kind of things. But
I saw an article once it opens up a little bit more, they want to start doing contact tracing also, where if you test positive, they want to find out who you've been in contact with, and then they're going to get them and quarantine everybody. So it'll be, little pockets of quarantines instead of everybody. But that still isn't quite right.
Well, what are they going to do? Have thousands of people on the telephone? Because I can't picture they can hire enough to.
That's what they used to do with STD. If you got gonorrhea or syphilis or something like that, they were on you, wanting to know who you have been around, and then they go to those people and they just expand that out. That's what Cuomo's doing in New York.
They said 4,000 people. They're going to hire 4,000 people to do nothing but contact tracing.
Is this one state or all of them?
This is Texas. This is Abbott.
Okay, 4,000 people to cover 29 million. Okay.
Well, we know where they're going to be busy. They're going to be busy in places like San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas.
Yeah.
And Tarrant County. Tarrant County's running a close second to Dallas.
Yeah. It's got a pretty good population base, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't concentrate mostly on Houston, because I think, if I heard Jester right the other night, Houston is like the third largest city in the United States.
Yeah.
And I can believe it, for the amount of time it takes you to drive from the north down through the south through that puppy just to get to Galveston.
Yeah, and they've got a huge public transportation system, too. Just saying, everybody. Just saying.
Yep.
Everybody down there needs to be riding a motorcycle. That way you don't have to worry about anybody sitting beside you.
Yep.
Anybody sneezing on you. Geezer, have you had any near misses with anybody that may have sneezed or coughed on you?
No, the only animal that's been coughing on me is my dog. He might have the corona.
I had one incident when I had to go into the cancer center. Everybody knows I've had the cancer thing, and they went through my throat and cut a chunk of my tongue out. It's now the reason I sound like Gabby Hayes. So anyway, I'm going into the cancer center, and they've got this lady there that's checking everybody's temperature. While I'm there, I'm trying to maintain my 6 feet from this other lady, and she's going in front of me, and all of a sudden, I start to step in there, and she starts to step away, and then that girl said, "Wait a minute, you got a temperature." I go, "Whoa, whoa, crap! Get me out of here!" and I backed out of there quick. But that lady didn't appreciate that too much. So they told her to go back outside and sit in the air conditioner for a while in her car. Evidently, she got in there later. She got her temperature down. So she must have been driving in the car with the damn windows rolled up and the heat coming on. But you guys, there's some other states out there that have just gone totally bonkers. I mean, California opened up the beaches before they closed them really quick because people were
Now
running.
they closed every one of them.
That's just Orange County, though, where he closed them. He left the rest of them open.
Yeah, I can probably
Really?
see.
I mean,
Go ahead.
from what I was hearing, they closed every public beach everywhere. But maybe I caught the last part of it and didn't understand it was just Orange County. But it was the governor that did it.
Yeah. He picked on Orange County because he thought they had too many people out this last weekend.
Mm.
And I read they talked to several virologists and epidemiologists, and they said, well, it probably won't hurt being out in the sun. It would probably help.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, from what I
For sure.
understand, people that lived in the homes along the beaches there started calling in on them. Said, "Hey, there's somebody out here on my beach. Too many people on my beach." I do believe that's kind of what brought all that on. So
Yeah, some commentator mentioned it was some influential people that really triggered it.
Yeah. But that's
They
probably,
didn't like all the white trash on the beach.
you guys, there's probably nothing compared to what's going on in New Mexico. From what we heard the other night, it's just, I mean, they've issued red flag laws and everything else there. I think they've even got the gun stores closed. Is that right?
That's right. All the gun ranges and the gun stores are shut down.
Yeah. And of course, they're trying to keep people pinned down. So I don't kind of get it when, these governors, when they hear that, and they should have heard, like I did. I listen to that stuff every day just to see what's going on. And, they say it's good to get out in the sunshine, and this stuff doesn't last as long on surfaces that are hot. And here in Texas, our 90-degree temperatures are coming soon, like this next week or this weekend. So I'm thinking, let it roll on, let it help get rid of this shit, and let it help keep from being transmitted from one person to the other. If you're outside, I think you're safer outside than you are in the house or in a public place inside a building. But that's just my opinion. I do believe the summer heat is going to help with this. And I don't know that it's going to go away because they keep letting public transportation roll on. And they keep letting these businesses where thousands of people go in, like we're talking about, they let it keep going on. And, maybe those businesses should have been shut down too. Or at least their drink fountains, right? I don't know how it doesn't spread from there. Just my opinion. Maybe there's some scientist or some doctor out there can explain it to me. Matter of fact is, I'll ask somebody, one of the many doctors I know. Because I guarantee you, I know heart doctors, I know cancer doctors, I know, I know plenty of doctors. It's like I
I
told that.
seriously doubt
Yeah,
it has anything to do with what is truly right and what is truly wrong. I'm sure it is all surrounded by personal like and dislike and personal interests involved.
yeah. But you guys,
That's what's driving it.
yeah, you guys, let me say this: we've got teachable moments here for the masses out there as bikers who has experienced the heavy hand of the law, of the courts, and of the government. Now, we know the FBI are crooked as hell. We know that our courts here in Texas are crooked as hell. They're all butt brothers. We know police officers can get away with crimes against innocent people. And by that, I mean framing them, as we saw in Waco, where they tried to send over 150 bikers to jail, and those people were at best witnesses to a fight that went on in the parking lot. But yet they tried to send innocent people to jail for up to 45 years. And if they'll do that to them, think of what they'll do to you if you don't have the gumption, and that's being nice, to stand up and say, no, I won't take a plea bargain. I won't let you bully me. This is all a teachable moment for those people, and we plan on letting them know about it. That's the reason we get behind people when they finally get enough guts to go out there and say, oh, hell no, I don't like what's going on. Whether it be the coronavirus or whether it be any other civil rights violation. It's time for everybody to stand up. And Mel, I'll let you give some final thoughts on that. And Geezer, you too, buddy.
Well, again, it's people are going to need to start standing up here. Grow a set of balls. I'm not talking about out and out civil disobedience, but everyone needs to start pushing back. This is not right. If you allow it to happen, it will continue and it will only get worse. You cannot allow the authorities to overrun your God-given rights given to you through the Constitution. You just can't do it. And you know what? If you sit back on your laurels and don't do anything, get out there, get active, go to some of these protests. You don't have to be up in front hollering and screaming. Just be there, be part of the body count, because that's what the politicians are looking at.
Yeah.
And they're looking at the numbers that are showing up. You've got to show your displeasure. There's a guy I used to listen to called Jason Lewis. He had a conservative talk radio show, and he's running for state senator now, I think, in the state of Minnesota. And he's a great conservative. And he talked many times about, when the villagers used to get upset with the king damn well knew it, because they start coming out with pitchforks and torches, and usually the king ran like hell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, it's pitchfork and torch time here in the good old USA. You got to get out there. We have to show our displeasure. We got to let Abbott know we think he's absolutely stupid coming up with this 25% and all this other crap he came up with about not allowing bars and stuff like that to open up. He's a blithering idiot, along with a lot of these other state governors. Don't let them get by with it. And when you see these small businesses in defiance opening up, go support them. Be there and support them. Let them know that it matters. Thank them for having the guts to stand up and do something.
There you go. Geezer, any final thoughts, buddy?
He said it better than I could. I would like to just make a couple of statements for any of y'all that have ever been to Sturgis. I think they're supposed to be doing that again this year. He said he wasn't going to shut down. He was going to do it. But Charlie Brechtel, if anybody of you have ever heard of him, he died in a motorcycle accident about a week ago.
Uh-huh.
He was a musician. He played all the rallies, Sturgis, Latonia, Daytona. So people are going to miss him some. And I just wanted to say about my personal family. My son had his operation this week, and he's doing fine. Should be getting home any day.
You know, and he's looking good
Keep
too.
fighting the good fight.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
looking good. So it's
Yeah, they did some great work on him.
yeah, it's
Yeah, pro bono too.
yeah. You
All
know,
he has to do is get that forehead DOT approved, and he won't have to wear a helmet.
He said make it hard enough to where he can headbutt people.
Right.
yeah, you know,
For those of you that, for those of you that don't know, what happened was they had to replace his forehead because he got some kind of an infection in there, and they ended up making it out of plastic.
yeah,
And they just put it in here. What was it, yesterday, Geezer?
Yeah, Tuesday morning.
And he's looking great, and he's doing good.
yeah, he does. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. We do have some wonderful doctors out there. It's absolutely incredible the work that they can do. And so, you know, I mean, I'm still here. I've had cancer 4 times. This is my 4th round. And, you know, 20 years ago, I had a heart attack. I'm still here. So, you know, that's I think that speaks well for our doctors. Doesn't speak
But
well.
hey,
Doesn't speak well for my genes. Go ahead, OG.
Geezer told me that, the insurance company would not approve that plastic forehead.
Really?
Well, it was the surgeon. They
Yeah,
approved
okay,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the surgeon was out of
Out of the
whatever.
network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No.
the doctor went ahead and did it anyway, like a pro bono.
Yeah. That's a wonderful doctor there. Surely is. He cares about
Yeah.
people. Wow.
Make fun of doctors all the time, but I'm going to quit now.
Yeah. You may need one. Everybody out there,
But,
go ahead. Final.
I was just going to say, just everybody, maybe you were going to say it, everybody out there, fight the good fight. If you see the government doing something stupid, let us know about it.
And meanwhile, get out there and ride. It's great therapy. Get out there, get with your buds, ride in a group. There's nothing like it. The weather's improving. It's great here. So, you know, I mean, today was just, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Absolutely beautiful. And so it's time to get out there and do the things we need to do as bikers and as patriots and people that believe in the Constitution and God. With that, everybody, have a great evening. We'll see you next Thursday night, unless something weird happens that we see out there that we've got to come on live and tell you about it. We'll do that. keep your eyes peeled. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods, whether it's in Illinois. And wait a minute, OG, do we have an announcement to make there yet?
No.
Okay, just checking, But anyway, everybody, have a great evening and ride safe, everybody. Ride safe.
Good night.
Bye bye.